Okay, I think I am live here. Due to the network, it just got cut off. Yeah, okay, let's implement the BLoC architecture here. So we have, I think let's move the screen on the right hand side and let's, okay, shift F5. Yeah, so let's minimize the, okay, not this one, window. So we have implemented this function here that will be an event on create new tree, event emit. We're calling this asynchronous function here. Okay, repository we're getting from here. Okay, repository. So I think we have to define the block. We have to initialize an object for this class. It will be probably in the myapp.dart here. Repository. Okay, we'll add this later on. I hope I am live. Okay, so it is showing live. Then we are, after saving the tree, with this one new tree, we are saving it in repository, calling the repository.save tree new tree. Okay. The repository we have is here. Okay, I think we should move the repository inside this block, or what? We have the block data domain graphics repository. Okay, it is inside repository only. Okay, it is inside the SkillTree repository. Okay, we are accessing the repository. we have on create, then we should okay, let's implement this one, these events. Load initial data. Okay, so we have this event here. We can make this abstract here. As we are extending it, so we want this time load initial data, load initial data, then we do extend, then SkillTree event. So we are not creating any constructor here. So what does that mean? A class without a constructor. Let's see this thing. I'm getting curious about that. And what is happening to this one? Why is not downloading it? Class without constructor. This is Java related, but underlying concept should be same. My network is fluctuating a bit. It is fine, although I think we are getting at least 489 KB or around 500 KB we are getting. Which is the upload speed? Yeah, this is done. This one is the upload speed. Okay. Okay, we get a Stack Overflow question for this same thing. Let's see. Okay, so I have to every time press HH to get into this one. So why the shortcuts are messed up here? Let's see. So we have. I hope the music is not so loud here. So the question is, can I use class without constructor? So I am learning that I did not found any answer for my question. In docs, can I create and use class without constructor, or I can get some problem with it later? Okay, we'll be also looking in the docs. Surely we get the link here only. Let's open it up for now and let's go forward again. You can create and use a class with no explicit constructor. So then it will automatically take a default constructor even if I don't give a constructor to a class. If you do not write any constructor, you will be given a default constructor. Oh yeah, that same thing is written here only. If you do not write any constructor, you will be given a default constructor of my class. super. That only works if your class has no final fields without initializer expressions. Your super class has an unnamed generative constructor which can be called with no arguments which object satisfies. Okay, just a minute. Your class has no final fields without initializer expressions. It means that you get a public generative constructor which allows others to extend your class. If you want to prevent that, you can change that to public factory private generative constructor pair. It means that you get a public generative constructor which allows others to extend your class. Okay. If you want to prevent that, why do we want to prevent? We don't want to prevent it. Okay, so we can create it. Let's look into here what we have. Generative constructor creates new instances and initialize instance variables. Okay, understood. And we have to look here. Default constructor used to create a new instance when a constructor has not been specified. It doesn't take argument and is not named. Okay. So it will work, that is. And if we need to pass any, if we add some any attributes here, then we may need to pass it into the constructor. Then we have to give this generative constructor. That will be the generative constructor create new instance and initialize instance variables. Okay. If the purpose of constructor allows the creation of multiple constructors for the same class. No, that is not needed. We don't need that. Okay. So that would be generative constructor. If we need to pass any attributes here, or we have to initialize an object with that attribute value. But here if we see in this function, we'll just emit the active tree after getting it from repository. So okay, let's implement this one. Event, we have event. Next we will have, what is the function? On what do we have here? The event is load initial data. I think we should name it as initial tree data for more clarity here. Let's add something different here. Let me change the music. load initial data, and then what we do is on load initial data, not initial data, it will be initial tree data. Okay, that is also wrong. Initial tree data, let's w, let's go backward. Okay, let's create getter, create local, create method on load. Okay, we will create a method here. Why we do have feature void? Okay, we are using here await repository. Okay, let's make it feature void then. We are getting nothing, so we should be able to add void here, but feature void is also fine. And why do we have it here, feature or not feature or feature void? So what is the difference here regarding that feature void and void? Let's check that one first. Feature void and void difference. Okay, let's read this one. H. Okay, say okay, the same question they have asked. Say I want to create a synchronous method. I can make its return type either feature void or simple void. As in examples, both ways seem to do the trick. So what is the difference between the two? When should I use feature void instead of void? Thanks. Okay, so let's read the first answer here. Is a feature beyond where you want to call feature functions. Okay, use await for more readable async code. Use void where you want to fire and forget. My method to other stuff. Feature void is a lot more common. If you are not sure which one to use feature void. Did I answer my question? Thank you. Okay, let me read some more here. This is in -1. Okay, this one is only better here. Use void where you want to fire and forget. Okay, but we have to wait a bit on here because we want to load the data. Okay, it's better to use feature here for now. Then we have load initial tree data event. Okay, skill tree state. Emitter will be skill tree state. event and name it. Okay, then this one will be async, and we will have here we will call this one now here. Okay, final trees. Okay, the auto recommendation is recommending the same thing. Final trws equal to await repository dot get all trees. Okay, you can tab it out. Every repository get all trees. If trees dot is not empty, emit active tree. Okay, so let's see repositories dot get all trees. Okay, we will get a list of skill tree model. From there we'll just take the first one, because for now we are only creating one tree. So definitely we will get only one element in the list. So we can just use the first and take that value here. List skill tree model. Okay, let's set the type here for better code readability here. List skill tree model. Why this is showing a bit of warning sign here. Let's see the dot analyzer. The name parameter active tree is not defined. One position argument expected by emit but 0 found. Let's check here what we have here.